Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Ever so good, guys. Not my first sip, but boy, I'll tell you what, it is still my first cup. And guys, as you can tell, I'm on the inside, a little cool outside, so I thought I would put together, this little beautiful rip-roaring fire. Judy's over here, and she is preparing our Thanksgiving. And if you hear her clanking around back there, that's what it all is. And guys, I'll tell you what, wherever you are in the wide world, whether you're here in the United States or anywhere else, I sure hope you're having an amazing, fantastic day. There is so much to be thankful for, especially in this XRP ecosystem. This morning, I was reading articles of how Binance is really actually feeling a major crunch in XRP supply. In fact, their reserves have really dwindled down. Over $640 million worth of XRP has been taken off the platform in the last 24 hours. And that says volumes, guys, right there. Yep. And guys, I am believing that the reason why we are seeing a lot of these exchanges kind of like, their supply for XRP dwindle is, of course, we got the demand from the ETFs. Now, when you're talking these institutions, come on, guys. We reported earlier in the week $164 million of XRP ETF demand per day. Well, they're spot ETFs. These are not future contracts. And so as a result, they're out there accumulating that XRP. And look, on these, when they talk about OTC, over the counter, and the dark pools and all that, they are running out rapidly. So what are these guys doing? Well, they're going to retail and they're gobbling it off the exchanges massively. And this is where we could really see a big time supply shock. Now, I got a couple of articles just put out today on that very subject. I'm going to drop them down in here. But if anything at all, guys, that should give you a lot of bullish sentiment for your XRP going forward, because in every market, what are the major drivers? Obviously, it is supply and demand. Now, I know folks are going to come out there, oh yeah, well, Ripple's got that some billion in their escrow, and they can just dump it on the market. Well, guys, get this. Ripple has not sold any XRP to the open market and since 2019. When they release their escrow every month, do you know who that gets sold to? Guys, it gets sold to on-demand liquidity partners. Bang. And you can actually fact check this for yourself. And furthermore, every time they do take that 1 billion out, they usually are putting 800 million of it back in a new escrow contract. On top of that, the lawsuit, one thing, thank goodness for the lawsuit that it did bring out, is there are 1,700 plus non-disclosure agreements with Ripple. And guys, I think a lot of that XRP that is in that escrow is earmarked already for a lot of institutions. Absolutely, for sure. And when you think about that right there, do you think retail is moving this market? Come on, there's no way. The amount of XRP that are in retail wallets, guys, is minuscule in comparison to what is out there in institutional demand. And a lot of folks saying, well, they're not using XRP in the banks. Of course, how long have we heard that FUD, But we know for a fact that they are. You got SBI out there. You got Santander out there. You got over 150 different banking partners for Ripple. And don't kid yourself, they are all in on using XRP Ledger. And every time that they do, guys, XRP has to be used. And interestingly enough, like we pointed out here yesterday, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency came out and said they're allowing banks to custody these digital assets for the purposes of paying the fees on the networks for these distributed ledger technology platforms. Well, that tells you everything you need to know, because I'll tell you what, why would they need to hold, XRP on their balance sheet if they weren't going to be using the XRP ledger? Because, of course, they're using it to pay the fees, aren't they? Bang. Right there, guys. Right there. Wow. This is a major deal. And, of course, a lot of people are missing that. they're looking at the day-to-day price action. They're only focused on, oh my gosh, XRP is down 10 cents. Oh, it's down 20 cents. Oh, it's back under $2 and all that kind of stuff. Guys, let me ask you a very, very simple question. Did you buy your XRP to offload it when you only saw 10, 20, 30%, not percent, 30 cent move? Is that what you did? I highly doubt it. Most of us that have accumulated XRP and worked so hard to do it, guys, we did it because we believe we are going to see a major, major implementation in this new digital economy, that XRP and the XRP ledger, which is absolutely positioning itself to be the tip of the spear, is going to literally cause the fortunes of so many to be made. That's why. It's not because we're looking at the rinky-dink move. So why, oh why, would you even let yourself get worked up even in the slightest little bit just because you saw a little downward price action? Guys, to me, that's time for buying. It's not time for crying. How about that right there? Yep. And think about what we went through over the last number of years. Just this year, we've seen the XRP lawsuit absolutely get wiped off the map. Totally done. And that right there is something to be amazingly thankful for. Of course, we have to be thankful for the fact that Gary Gensler's no longer sitting there as the chair of commissioner for the SEC, because of course, come on, that guy was as anti-crypto as could be. But the thing is this, what amazes me about that is there he was, when he was working as a professor over there at MIT, and boy, he knew all about distributed ledger technology then. Guys, yet when in doubt, you got to zoom out. You cannot be listening to all the nonsense, all the noise, all the fun, and actually believe that you're going to have any confidence in what you hold. Because look, if that's your constant diet and you just listen to that and hear that, you're not going to have any confidence at all. You got to know, you got to see the fundamentals. So thank goodness Gary Gensler's out of there. Another thing that we've got to be thankful for, guys, is we have an administration that is so pro-crypto, man alive. Do you realize, when you think of the administration and Trump and all he's put in and David Sachs and all these guys, they have been very pro-crypto for a long time. We are going to get the clarity. We're going to get the legislation, guys. We're going to see not only the adoption, but the application. And when you think about that, just think about the invention and the innovation that is coming to the wide world as a result of this space. It is going to be mind-bending. Guys, I'm going to tell you, we're thankful now. Give it another 5-10 years should Jesus tarry. And I'll tell you what, your kids, your grandkids, and so many others, I believe 100% are going to be thanking you like you would never believe. They're going to be saying, thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Grandma. You knew what you were doing. Because the story we want to tell isn't, well, I was there and yeah, I just didn't have the gumption to stick it out and on and on. And boy, if I had just held on to it and on and on. That is not the story we want to tell. The story we want to tell is, guys, I saw what was coming. I loaded up the truck. And as a result, look at where we are today. Boom. That's the story we want. So guys, I'll tell you, wherever you are in the wide world, like I said before, I sure hope you're having an absolutely amazing, fantastic day. And here in America, happy Thanksgiving and lots to be thankful for. So guys, until later on when we have another fantastic video for you, have a fabulous one and take care.